And I'm not going to pit Martha versus Mary. We need both. But the issue with Martha and her serving, and this is how you know you're in a wrong spirit in your serving Jesus. You're aware of what others aren't doing. And when you're aware of what others aren't doing, or they're not working as hard as you, that is a telltale sign that you're in a wrong spirit and that you haven't prioritized the one thing needed. And when the one thing isn't your reward, you have to get your reward from people noticing you. And from Jesus noticing you, and then Jesus will begin to offend you, and he will stir up accusation in your heart saying, Jesus, don't you care? Don't you care, Jesus? I'm working my tail off, and I'm not getting nothing from you. I've seen so many people that didn't do the one thing first, and they were looking for the second thing to become the reward. And then you get angry at people, and you get bitter towards people, and you compare yourself with people, and then you get angry when that person gets brought ahead of you into that lineup, and you get not seen. You know how much your reward is found in those things when it doesn't come to you in the time you thought it would come. He says, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her to get off her lazy behind and help me. Jesus says, Martha, I love you, honey. I love that you're seeking to take care of us, but I want you to know that one thing is needed. What a statement from Jesus. One thing is needed, and Mary has chosen the good part. Now think about that. That's not a practical statement. One thing's needed. There's a whole bunch of things needed. We got kids and mortgages and life and demands. And Jesus is saying there's one thing needed. And then asking the Lord about this, he goes, no, Corey, you need to understand that there is one decision. There's a one thing reality. And that if you do this one thing, it will set a trajectory for 10 other things to be aligned in your life. But if you don't get that one thing right, it will take you in a completely different direction. And you can have the whole world yet lose your soul. See, this is what I care about. If you don't build something internally, external in due time will crush you. If you do not prioritize your interior life, the external pressures, demands, blessing, difficulty, trials, it will wear you down and you will get weird. It may not be weird that people see for a while, but it may look like nice smiles, nice Christian bumper stickers, and secret pornography addictions. It may look like deep depression that opens the door for deep places of pain. It looks like lots of nice smiles, but yet deep loneliness on the inside. And the pressures begin to bear on your soul, and you find, I haven't cultivated a place, and I don't have anything to keep me buoyant in the midst of all the swirl. And I'm feeling from the body of Christ, guys, we're moving into days of intensity, intense glory, and intense shaking. And I'm always thinking of Jeremiah 12, where Jeremiah says, if you don't learn to walk with the footmen, what do you think it's going to be like with the horses in the floodplain of the Jordan? Which means if you can't handle 2.0 on your treadmill, what are you going to think when we kick this thing up to 10? And Mary chooses. I want you to know it's revolutionary and it's costly. It's costly to take your time and to invest it to an invisible person who is looking, seeing, and is speaking to you. I believe there's many reasons of what keeps us from this, because you know what? We always hear it. All right, he's the prayer guy, and he's going to tell us about prayer. And if I get the prayer side of my diet, then I'm going to be a good, balanced Christian. Guys, I want you to know prayer isn't a slice of the pie. It is the pie. And that we are called into praying continually, 1 Thessalonians says. To live a life of communion with God. To live a life of praying always. Jesus.